Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I haven't made a video in quite some time, but it's a new year and we have a whole new outlook and strategy moving forward. So it's time to make another video and let you guys know some very exciting news. I've come up with a new website and a new strategy moving forward. So we're going to be doubling down on Bitcoin and really going to town and explaining to all of you why it's so important and why we believe it's the most useful tool to create wealth and to protect our wealth and also to create a better future for us and for younger generations moving forward. So in this video, I'll be outlining why it's so critical and why it's such a powerful tool and powerful technology for us, and why it's so important that we embrace it and we learn to use it so that the younger generations have a fighting chance at creating wealth in this system that has really become unfair. It's really tilted towards those that own assets, the boomers that hold real estate and stocks, so that now with the governments creating record amounts of currency, these stocks are inflating to all-time new highs. So is real estate, and that has left many of us priced out of markets. So the traditional way to grow wealth has been to buy a home and put most of your capital towards owning that home. And a lot of people buy second residence, third residence, and they rent it out for income and all of that. And that's really served the boomer generation. But now it's a new time. And what's happened is, because of all of this money creation by central planners, the asset prices have been pushed so far out of reach that your average individual, especially younger generations, are priced out of the market. So it's my opinion that due to this, people aren't left with many options. They can't afford a house. They can't afford stocks. Well, they can, but they're buying at all-time new highs. And the likelihood of those seeing exponential gains at this point are decreasing as the charts go parabolic. So it really isn't leaving many places for you to put your wealth to protect it. And if you're just busy working and saving in these government currencies, they are being debased or devalued, meaning that their purchasing power is being destroyed at record rates. So here in Canada, we saw over 50% of the money ever created in Canadian history was just added to the money supply in less than 1 year. So this is just very exceptional situation that has created all kinds of price inflation, and you're seeing it across markets. You're seeing it in real estate, you're seeing it in food prices, gas prices, used vehicles. Everything is going up in price. And if you aren't taking action now to ensure that you have some form of protection against this inflation, you're basically getting pushed further and further into poverty. So that's why I make these videos. It's to help inform you of ways that you can take action now to protect and grow your wealth in this current environment. And the best tool that I've found is Bitcoin. And if you look back through some of my videos and follow my content, I will do my best to simplify it and explain why I believe that's the case. But right now, the new focus of me moving forward is to really help bridge the gap and educate people on why this is such an important tool, and also how to buy it, how to store it, what safety protocols you can follow so that you can keep your wealth safe. And I really want to inspire especially younger generations to learn this technology as soon as possible so that they can be some of the earlier adopters and get in early while the prices are low before everyone really catches on to what this is. So I've been looking at some charts and some numbers, and some of the alarming things to pay attention to are, by the age 39, the boomers had accumulated 21% of the world's wealth. Gen X, by the time they hit the same age, they had accumulated 5.7% of the world's wealth. So that was cut into about 25% of how well the boomers did. So that's just an exceptional drop in how much wealth that Gen X was able to create. And now millennials have only been able to create 2.7%, accumulate 2.7% of the world's wealth by the time they reached age 39. So as you can see, this number is dropping at an alarming rate, and we're able to acquire less and less of the wealth and of the assets. And this is because of the nature of the current financial system that we have, where governments can just come in and print unlimited amounts of currency with there's no means of stopping them. They have unlimited power. They just continually create more and more currency to keep this thing alive, to keep house prices inflated, and that keeps all the boomers happy, and it keeps the stock market going. So this is why they do this. They don't want the thing to correct and go into deflation. So they continue to print the money, which continues to inflate asset prices. However, the downside of that is now younger generations can no longer afford real estate, which was the traditional method of growing your wealth and creating prosperity for you and your family. So here in Canada, we saw an increase of anywhere from 30 to 50% in real estate prices in only 1 year. So that's in the last 12 months. My folks, their property, the assessment went up 45% in 12 months. So you can only imagine, with the average house in Canada now costing $720,000, if we have another increase of 45% in those prices, that's sending us well over $1 million. And this will continue if they are not able to slow down the money printing, which I don't think they'll be able to. So we're going to see a continual increase in these house prices, and that puts it further and further out of reach for younger generations trying to grow their capital. So what do you do if you can't afford a house and the minimum down payment or the barriers to entry just keep getting pushed further out of reach? You're really not left with any options. So then most younger people are just working and saving and putting that money into bank accounts where the purchasing power of those dollars are continually decreasing. So asset prices, the price of food and gas and shelter, everything is going up, and your dollars are buying less. So that's pushing you further into poverty. However, if you look at Bitcoin, by design, Bitcoin is designed so that there is always less of it coming onto the market. Every 4 years, the inflation rate gets cut in half. That means that the amount of new Bitcoin coming on the market is cut in half. So the official inflation rate in most countries is anywhere from 5 to 7 to 10%. So every year they're adding, that's just the official number. The actual numbers are much higher, and I'll get into that in another video, but let's just keep it simple in this video. So with the official inflation rate, or consumer price index, consumer price index, that number is at 7% here in Canada. I think it's, or 5% in Canada, 7% in the US. So that is the official number they're telling us, whereas Bitcoin's inflation rate at the current moment is 1.7%. So it's much, much lower. And in 3 years from now, that gets cut in half again and drops to less than 1%. So while all of the government currencies' inflation rate continually increases, Bitcoin's inflation rate is decreasing. So there's less and less of it in supply. So this is becoming the most scarce asset in the world, and it's being viewed now as digital property rights. And the beautiful thing about Bitcoin is you don't need $720,000 to enter the market, which is just an insane amount of money. You can actually buy tiny fractions of Bitcoin, which actually gives you ownership of the network itself. And by owning that network, you own the utility of Bitcoin. So as more users understand what Bitcoin is and look to acquire some of it in order to take advantage of its utility, they will have to come to people that already own it to purchase it. And that's why we've seen an average of 212% annualized gains in Bitcoin, which is the best performing asset by far. So this is a trend that will most likely continue. It's been continuing and happening for the last 12 years straight. So the odds of it stopping are not looking very promising. It looks like it will continue to rise in price, and it will continue to act as a store of value and a way to protect your wealth from currency debasement from these corrupt governments and centralized planners. So this is why I believe it's very important for us to learn about Bitcoin, to buy it, to hold it, to inspire others, especially younger generations, because it's a way we can become a part of the financial system. 1/3 of people in the world do not have access to the stock markets, and 1/4 of people around the world do not have access to banking. So when you don't have access to stock markets and to bank accounts, you're forced to just hold these dollars that are continually losing their purchasing power. So you have no way of participating in the current financial system. So Bitcoin offers a way that anyone can participate. All you need is a smartphone and need to learn a little bit about how to buy it and how to store it. So this is really bringing finance and ways to partake in a financial system and to grow your wealth to millions or billions of people across the world. So it's very exciting technology, and I believe this trend of its price increasing and the demand increasing will continue as younger generations really aren't left with a choice, as they're now priced out of real estate and stocks being at all-time highs. So that's my little rant. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you like the content, hit subscribe, hit the like button. It's one of the best ways you can help me grow the channel and help support me. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you guys in the next video.